All right. Welcome to the joint meeting for the JV Fletcher Library between the Permanent Town Building Committee and the library trustees. Today is July 14th, 2025, and a reminder that this meeting is being recorded. Everything said in the meeting and in the chat is part of the public record. So the first thing I believe is the attendance.
Yep. And so here we go. Dirks is here. Fleckner.
Here.
Okay, thank you, Marianne. I hadn't seen you. Roach.
Here.
Thank you. Secor is absent. Siegel. Didn't I see Mary? Mary, you're here, right? Mary Siegel.
I saw her come in. Let's just.
But I see her name.
I see her name too.
I'll count her in at the moment. Teal.
It looks like she's trying to talk, but it's not coming through.
Okay. Teal.
Yes, here.
Okay, thank you. Cook.
We'll be late.
Late, okay. Hazelton is on vacation. Karpinski,
Here.
Patton,
Here.
Roberts,
Here.
Wimberg,
Here.
Zegowitz.
Here.
Thank you, Jim. I didn't see you either. And Berlinski, Perkins,
Here.
Liedberg is absent. Rainville is here.
You guys hear me now? This is Mary.
Oh, yes. All right. So Mary, we'll let you say here.
Here, my headphones are not connecting. I have to figure this out.
Okay, you're here. Kristen Lass, not here. Goodwin,
Here.
thank you. McCrory,
Here.
Luzitis. Didn't I see Mark Luzitis?
Yes. And Mike Edwards is here for Kristen Lass, Buffy.
Oh, okay. I was wondering. Thank you. So any of the FAA people?
No, but I just want to confirm, Mark is here. I don't know if he's having an audio issue.
Oh, Mark Luzitis. I thought I saw his name too. Okay, I put him down as here.
I don't see him though on the attendees list when I checked the.
Oh,
list.
no, I don't either, but I thought I saw him, and that's why I checked him off earlier.
Maybe
He
we
was in
lost,
his
maybe,
car.
yeah, maybe he got disconnected.
Right.
Okay, I'll wait.
I do have a point of order just to bring up real quick, Mike. I'm communicating with Kristen right now. Do we have a quorum without Mike? Because he cannot count towards a quorum or vote.
I think we have 5.
Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4.
We said Nancy will be late, so when Nancy's on, we should.
We have 5 at the moment, plus Nancy when she gets on.
But
So-
Tom is leaving it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Nancy will fill in for me.
Yep,
Okay, so we have a quorum without Mike right now.
right. Yep.
Whew, all right, dodged a bullet. So Mike, you can run the meeting effectively just simply by virtue of how to run the meeting.
Yep.
But no voting and not on the quorum.
Got it. Apologize for that, everyone.
No worries. You're reappointed, you just haven't sworn in yet, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
I've received the letter. I just need to get to town hall. All right. So I think we're all set with attendance. We'll wait to see if Mark comes back on. Maybe we'll check in Buffy a little bit later in the meeting and then
Yep.
we'll kind of update that.
Okay,
So we'll do the approval of the minutes for the June 2nd meeting.
Move to approve as submitted.
Second.
And that was Karpinski with the motion and Wimberg with the second.
okay.
All right.
Any updates?
Yeah, anyone have any notes or comments? All right, Buffy, take it away.
All right, Dirks, aye. Fleckner,
Hi.
Roach,
Aye.
Secor not here. Siegel,
Aye.
Teal,
Aye.
Cook not here. Hazelton not here. Karpinski,
Aye.
Patton not voting, Roberts,
Aye.
Winberg,
Aye.
Segowitz.
Aye.
So let me count here. 900.
And as a point of order, do we want to do any of the voting? It looks like we have a few different votes for new business. We also have some approval of warrants. Do we want to do that out of order just in case Tom has to leave before Nancy comes on to ensure we have the quorum?
Sure.
Okay, so why don't we start with the approval of the warrants because there's a decent value there of the 910,000.
So if I can just walk you through, the moving cost are air conditioning units for offsite programming. American Alarm is in this order, a battery booster for our panic alarms, the balance on two proposals that were approved early in March to provide us panic alarms at our new offsite location. This is the monthly bill from CHA Solutions. One of the final bills for the wastewater treatment update and tie-in, and the filing fees for that wastewater treatment. I've been sitting on an email correspondence that bill would be coming. As well, we have the $51,845 from Feingold Alexander for this monthly period, and we have $1,900 to Stifura. We have the June application for payment from Hutter, the $794,000 plus dollars. We have our monthly rental lease at $20,255. We have testing from WISP. Those A through L together total the warrant above. The journal entries, which are listed below and total $6,235, are not on the warrant. They are internal transfers, and they represent legal fees that were initially borne by the town manager's budget and now have been transferred to the grant budget. So you're approving both the 910, 990 and 33 cents and the 6,235 in journal entries.
Does anyone have any questions on any of these items?
This
I
is
do.
Jean. I have oh, sorry, go ahead, Jean.
No, you can go first.
So mine's just a quick question. So Ellen, I think the answer is no, but it does not matter which fiscal year this hits because it is coming from a grant, and then any journal entries that you mentioned are reclass from, for example, an operating to the grant. So we didn't have to hit a fiscal, like the last warrant for fiscal year 25, correct?
That's correct. Although all of these do hit except one American Alarm bill, which was 60 days later than its initial deposit. But that's correct. This is a carry forward budget into the new fiscal year. In fact, into FY27. And so we don't have to honor that 6/30/2025 deadline.
Thank you.
My question is about the WSP 1950. Can you tell us what work was performed at this point by them? Maybe Jennifer might know.
Ellen, I can take that if you don't mind. So, sorry, I'm just opening up to that invoice.
I can scroll through to the page on the warrant.
So this is billing. They have time allotted for the construction phase. And so this is billing within the construction administration phase. It's about 7% of their construction administration phase, and as well as their that's the design phase, and then also the commissioning. They have attended meetings and been performing a lot of submittal review. for different elements of the project. And then-
Okay, so they have done construction phase services at this point. Okay, I wasn't sure if they were billing on a monthly schedule throughout the course of the project, or if they actually did services, did work.
No, they have been participating in OAC meetings and as well as submittal reviews and answering questions as needed.
Okay, thank you.
I'm sorry, it took me forever to scroll through, but you can see there's a percentage in the current percent column there, Jean, against construction phase in 2 places.
Yes, I was just wondering what they did, because oftentimes testing agencies don't get started this quickly sometimes, so
So this isn't they're not the testing agency, they're the
oh, they're the
commissioning
commissioning.
agent, and so they have been I think a lot of this is really submittal review, and also as we kicked off, we did have a kickoff meeting with them. They had the opportunity to meet with the Hutter team as well as some key trades. And then they also have been doing, like, there's a number of submittals that have needed their review as well.
Okay, thanks. Can you remind me who our testing agency is?
That's going to come up as a topic, but that's a
Oh.
process. We're still in the
Okay,
in
that's why
procurement.
I'm so confused. Okay, thank you.
Does anyone else have any questions? Because I just have something on the invoice, so I figured I'd let everyone else go first. I know I missed the last meeting, but I just wanted to talk about the requisition for payment from Hutter. And I just saw that all the mechanical trades were billing 1%. And I just wanted to get clarification what those 1% billings were. Were those coordination? What are those billings?
It's towards shop drawings. So we are in we're at our 6th or so week of construction right now. We've had 6 OACs, but we have had a tremendous amount of shop drawing process back and forth, especially with some significant shop drawings, significant trades. So electrical, steel, mechanical, etc. And to try to get all of our major long lead time items for some of these pieces of equipment approved and on order.
Okay. That makes sense then. And then as far as the elevators, the reason I asked this question is I had been in the industry before and I'd worked with elevator companies, and typically they required a 25% down payment to generate submittals. And I'm only seeing a 4% invoice from the elevator schedule value. And I just wanted to confirm, are we expecting some type of large invoice from the elevator company for generation of submittals? Or do we not have that information from Hutter at this time?
I don't have that information, though I can ask Hutter about that procurement requirement. I'm familiar with what you're talking about, but it has not been mentioned at all. However, the elevator shop drawings are also another very long lead time item that's in progress.
Okay.
We've been going back and forth. Some of these were did require some revisions, so we're going back and forth and getting the revised version back to us. And also with a lot of these major trade items, there have been some sideline calls as needed for coordination.
Okay. And are we using Otis? Or was it someone else? I remember I heard that name when we had issues with coverage. I couldn't recall who we selected as the actual vendor.
Mark, do you remember the vendor for the elevator?
I believe it's Delta Beckwith, or
Okay.
they're the same as Otis, I believe. And yeah, they're a filed sub bid, so I don't think there's any selection involved.
Yeah. So Jennifer, all I'd say is let's just ask them for a schedule of payments. Just in my experience, maybe a little bit different on the public sector, but they have some payment schedules they usually include. And I just want to make sure that the GC is ahead of that and there's no billing issues that are created for submittal turnarounds.
Yep.
That's all I had on the invoice. Does anyone else? Oh, Buffy, just to confirm, Nancy is on the call and we have Mark as well for your attendance.
Okay, yep, I saw both of them come in.
Perfect. So does anyone else have any other comments on any of the approvals in section 4? Before someone wants to make a motion to approve. All right, may we have a motion to approve section 4, approval of the warrants totaling $910,990.33.
So moved.
Second.
So that was Jean with the motion and Nancy with the second. Buffy.
Yep. And please remind me that 910 was everything A through M, right?
No,
Correct.
no,
I
no,
thought.
no.
A through L.
A through L. So you
Okay.
need to vote on the 6,235 separately.
Oh, okay, all right, so we'll do a motion for that next. Okay, so our voting for that 910,990.33. Dirks, aye. Fleckner,
Aye.
Roach,
Aye.
Secor is absent. Siegel,
Aye.
Teal,
Aye.
Cook,
Aye.
Hazelton is absent. Karpinski, sorry, Chris.
Aye.
Patton may not vote. Roberts,
Aye.
Wimberg,
Aye.
Zegowitz. Did we lose Jim?
Oops. Aye.
Okay, thank you. So we're now at, let's see, 10-0-0.
And Nancy, just an update, because I know you missed the beginning. I can't vote, so we're just doing all the voting to ensure we have a quorum before we go back to the OPM updates. So we're just taking the meeting a little out of order.
Okay, that's perfect. Thank you.
Yep. Okay, so section 4M, Ellen, do you want to give us a quick update on those journal entries?
So again, these are all legal costs from town council, and these costs go aggregated to the town manager's legal counsel budget, and then they're dispersed back out to all of the departments in town who have had legal items under review. So these are 4 different journal entries. So we send these through the town accountant, and they are transferred out of the town manager's budget. Now they are transferred into our grant and public library construction budget. So your approval just, makes it clear that they've been authorized for payment by this joint board.
Anyone have any questions on that? May we have a motion to approve section 4M totaling $6,235?
I make a motion to approve M1 through 4 for journal entries totaling $6,235.
Second.
All right.
Okay, here we go. Dirks, aye. Fleckner,
Aye.
Roach,
Aye.
Secor is absent. Siegel,
Aye.
Teal,
Aye.
Cook,
Aye.
Hazelton absent. Karpinski,
Aye.
Patton, no voting. Roberts,
Aye.
Wimberg,
Aye.
Zegowitz.
Aye.
10-0-0 again.
All right.
So maybe Jennifer can explain to you the proposal for geotechnical services. This is budgeted in our line item of $10,000, and we've contracted with this company in the past. But this is additional work that needs to be performed. Let me just zoom down to that.
I'll speak to that while you're getting to that. Geotech Services, otherwise known as GSI, was the geotech company that worked with us in the design phase, and they completed that work. But that was done a while back because the geotech work is done fairly early in the design phase, and they need to come back to do some construction administration work, especially as we're looking at the footings and the slab work. So a lot of the work that is really timely right now, we need to do essentially soil inspections and soil testing. So the project had a budget available of $10,000 for this testing. They have provided a proposal for a budget proposal of it's $2,450. It is less than our budget that's already allocated. However, it's possible that you know, this is representing essentially a certain number of visits, total of 3 visits. But if they do need additional visits, there could be some additional cost to that. And this number, I feel fairly confident, will remain within our $10,000 allocated budget. And you already have reviewed them as approved them as a member of the team. But this is for their work for the construction administration.
Anyone have any questions? Because I have a question, but I figure I'll let the floor ask first. All right, so Jennifer, my only question on this is reading this, it talks about what looks like more of a visual inspection of the soil. So just making sure it's the right type of soil in relation to the specifications. Is there a separate budget and separate contractor like that will be doing the actual testing of soils, like the Siv and Proctor tests, and then doing the concrete testing as it's poured on site? Or is that part of that $10,000 budget?
There is a different party who does, a different company who does third-party testing. And at our last meeting, this group approved the request for proposals for that work. And we are about to receive our all of our proposals. It's already out for that. So they would work in party with them.
So the only question I'd have, if we're paying for a third-party test of the soil, do we need this inspection? Or are we kind of duplicating our efforts here?
I don't believe you are.
I think the CA part makes total sense. I'm just more asking to confirm that we're not doing something in 2 places.
I don't believe so.
Okay.
I think that this is that they have they did earlier testing and they're doing confirmation of that all of their recommended work is being installed as per.
Okay. So they're going to review basically installation for the design on their site visits, and then the third-party testing will be the documentation of the physical soil and concrete testing.
Correct.
Okay. Chris, you got a question?
Yeah, just real quick, are there any instances of construction on fill and we have to worry about compaction and compaction density testing? I would think that would be a priority if so.
Mark, I don't know if you can speak to that, if there is any.
I'm sorry, Chris, your question is about what, compaction testing?
Yeah, curious if there's any construction on fill, and if so, if we have compaction testing to confirm there's proper compaction by the excavating contractor.
Well, if we have any slabs on grade, there'll be some compaction testing. There'll be other backfilling work possibly when we're doing the footings. So I think part of the RFP will cover any compaction testing required for the project. So Jennifer spoke to the RFPs that are currently out there for a testing agency. So those will, that agency will handle all that compaction testing if so required. Getting back to Michael's point on the geotech, the geotech that we have from GSI was actually on site today, looking at the soil conditions for the stormwater infiltration tanks. That work has started, but I think the geotech mainly will be looking at the soil conditions for when they we're doing the footings for the building extension, the addition in the back side of the building. So, and we spoke a little about that today, and we anticipate the geotech having to come back to the site probably in about a month's time.
Cool, thanks. Yeah, I would think that would be the most critical thing to take a look at, those areas of compaction. Thank you.
Any other questions on this proposal for the geotechnical services? All right, so this is section 5A. Will someone make a motion to approve 5A geotechnical services for $2,450?
So moved.
May we have a second?
Second.
All right, who was that, Nancy?
Yeah, and Jeannie, we both did it simultaneously, so you pick.
I picked Nancy. Okay, here we go. Dirk's aye. We're, okay, sorry. Fleckner.
Aye.
I just wanted you to jump in, Marianne. Coach
Aye.
Secor is absent. Siegel.
Aye.
Teal.
Aye.
Cook.
Aye.
Hazelton is absent. Karpinski.
Aye.
Haddon is not voting. Roberts.
Aye.
Wimberg.
Aye.
Zegowitz.
Aye.
5-0-0.
Tom, I think we're losing you now, right?
Yes.
I'm sorry, 10-0-0. My apologies.
I was about to ask.
Well,
I guess, Mike, you're losing me right now, but I think you still have.
Yeah, we
Well,
still do. Enjoy your
Okay.
dinner. Have a good
Thank
time.
you.
okay.
Okay, bye all.
So the May 2025 Amplifund report is here, and I'm just going to share one little page. If I do need you to vote on this, but I'm sharing the Reader's Digest condensed version of our budget here, and I wanted to explain. I will start to show going forward the aggregated interest which the town has earned on the construction grant disbursements. Legally, they have to be held in a separate interest earning account, and the town is allowed to expend the interest that that fund is earning. So here, and again, this is a very simplified version of the total project budget, but you can see the appropriated 32.546 million, what we have expended to date. So far, all the expenditures have been from the 3 disbursements from the Public Library Construction Grant. You can see the balance. Bidding looks negative because actually bidding is under CHA, but I have been posting it as a separate tab, and you can see the percentage we've spent.
Ellen, I'm sorry, I think you're sharing the wrong document.
Oh, rats. Hang on. Let me just see. Let me just try sharing here. I'm screen sharing. You're not seeing the
We're-
library project budget?
We're looking at the Amplifund report, which is part of your joint committee
Rats.
meeting.
Okay, hang on. Let me stop sharing and reshare. I'm so sorry. I moved on to an Excel spreadsheet. Here we go. I'm sorry. I'll go back to Amplifund and the agenda. So here is the summary page from my account posting, which I can begin to share with you every month. And again, you'll see the appropriation, what we've expended, the balance, and the percentage we've spent against each of these line items. And this is a simplified but detailed version of the total budget. And more importantly, I'm tracking down below the original grant offset, the escalation grant of $829,000, which we get as we reach certain benchmarks in the construction project. The foundation fundraising, which is $815,000 to date in May, with a target of 1.3 million. The legislative support for an AV system from Representative Arciero for $150,000, and now also the aggregated interest, which will change every month as well. Once I apply for CPA funds for either the historic stained glass or the skylight, that will be an offset. And then at the very end of the project, once we have actually opened the building and run systems in the building, there will be mass save rebates. So all of those lower the cost to the taxpayer. And now I'll stop sharing and go back to the, go back to the agenda. So here is the Amplifund, and then I'll roll on back up to the agenda. Let me just see if you can see that. Okay. So if you'll vote on the AMPLA fund, then I think everything else is reports.
I believe so. I think that's the last voting item, Ellen. Does anyone have any questions on the ample fund? Okay, then may we have a motion to approve new business section 7 to approve the ample fund monthly report for May for $120,532.78.
So moved.
Second.
It was Jean and Nancy.
Yep. Voting, Dirks, I, Fleckner,
Aye.
Coach,
Aye.
Secor. Oh, absent, Siegel,
Aye.
Teal,
Aye.
Cook,
Aye.
Hazelton absent, Karpinski,
Aye.
Hadden no vote, Roberts,
Aye.
Wimberg absent, Zegowitz,
Aye.
900. Annie's calling me.
Okay. So I think we can go backwards here and go into section 3 reports. Start with the architect and FAA report.
I'm going to speak to that. We do not have an architect report, but we
Okay.
have a summary report of construction update as well as some other project updates. And I know that Mark is also here. So Mark, I'm going to be relaying a lot of Mark's work right now. But Mark, please interrupt me if
I'm gonna interrupt you because I'm not doing any of the work on this site.
In general, the last time we met, because actually it's been a little bit longer than the standard monthly meeting pattern because of the holiday, we actually did receive the demolition permit and demolition has been started. There has been a significant amount of demolition occurring within the building and building clean out work and equipment being removed. I actually I don't know if I have the rights to share. I don't, but I could share some photographs of the site progress if somebody gives me that.
I've given you multiple. You should be able to share.
Oh, here it is. Sorry. Okay. So it should be live anytime now. The other major ongoing work is site work. And so there's been a tremendous amount of site work happening with trees being removed, the asphalt being cut and removed, the stormwater retention overflow pipes have been removed, and then excavation for the stormwater retention field. And in particular, the R tanks the submittals have all been approved. That approval included the town because this is it's one of the areas where the town water department and town engineers are very closely watching this, and they've also been on site. I'm going to shoot through some pictures here. I realize it's not easy to. This is the septic tank removal work. This is on the interior, the west wing carpet removal progress, and you can see also some other interior finishes that have been removed. This is the glycol storage containers. So the glycol that was drained out of the heating system has been collected into these storage containers so it can be properly disposed of. This is demo progress that is in the mezzanine stack area. So you're on the second level of the mezzanine. These are the stairs that took you up to there, but there were also some windows that were previously hidden in the wall that are now exposed so that they can be addressed. This is the ground level demolition progress. So this is the ramp that took you down to the larger meeting room space. And I think that is a select few items of photographs, but then also some other updates. We have had hazardous abatement work that's gone on. There's been a series of tests, and then the required abatement. We knew that that was going to be required, and so that work has been continuing on, and the company who is responsible for the hygienist has been on site multiple times. I see a number of hands. I could also stop here and just answer some questions, and
I'll go in order the way I see it on my screen. Jean, what do you got?
Jennifer, that wall of windows in the upper stacks, is that wall to be demolished as part of the?
yes, that's part of what I sometimes refer to as the 1960s edition.
Oh, those windows are part of the 1960s, you're saying, not part of the original?
No, it's abutting where the 1960s edition is, but that part of the building comes out, as I understand. Mark, please correct me if I'm, I'll bring
Yeah,
up
I think, Alan, I think you're correct. Those were part of the original core of the building. They were
Right.
hidden in the walls.
Correct.
They
That-
were
that's part of-
exposed during the demolition process. And actually, the caulking on the windows are actually hot, so they have to be abated. I think that work is going to be happening Wednesday of this week, just so you know.
The stack room actually is part of the original 1895 library, but because of the elevations and the lack of headroom on the bottom floor, that flooring has got to be raised a foot like the children's room wing was, Jean, and so the stack room comes out. So those are very porous pierced walls at this point because it was double brick and all of those walls had windows in them. So it's not very structurally sound at this point, and that comes out.
Okay, thanks.
There was a second question, but I didn't see the hand.
It was
Oh, I had
Jim.
one, Jennifer. I was gonna ask basically the same question. Where were those windows located? If I'm not mistaken, that's gonna be in the sort of behind the stair and the elevator core area, correct?
There were some windows on both sides, but the image that you were looking at, which I apologize, I closed the image. That image was looking towards actually closer to not the
other direction.
Yeah, the other direction, not the elevator side, but the other side of what will be the main sort of atrium as you come in.
Yeah, the public entrance side. So all of the windows except the 3 in the stack area that face north got closed in during the 1988 editions. The building got wrapped on both sides by 2 wings, and all of those windows were plasterboarded over, and only once all of that has come out are the windows obvious again.
And there's nothing there worth saving. There's no decorative windows or architectural glass or anything like that.
No, the decorative materials from the front browsing rooms that's been saved and stored.
Is there anything historical, are we doing any sort of an remembrance of the historical pieces of the building that someday someone could put together and give a story or a report about the original building? Like those windows we never knew about, or most of us didn't know about those windows. So it kind of starts a story, a narrative about the original building that maybe the Historic Commission would love to send an intern student in to do some narratives.
I can tell I'm making a face here because I've known those windows for 52 years. And so I have to tell, we're keeping all of the stained glass transoms, but those windows barely opened. So if you really wanted to pinch your fingers by pulling in the little pins and getting the sash to go up this high, because it would go no higher, then you could get a teeny bit of airflow through the old stack area. But
It's not, I guess it's not about the windows as much as the story of the original building and how it evolved over hundreds of years, and that piece of history would be interesting to file away or
I think for me, the interesting thing about those windows, because the original stacks were cast iron and they had the same egg and dart pattern that's on, you know, all of the molding and on the exterior of the front of the library. But the sun coming in through those windows, beating on the cast iron, made any book cover that was right at the end up with this silhouette of cast iron shadow. It would sun damage the books. And someday I will tell this group about Martin Seavey, who was 10 years older than me, but when the house next door was burning down, he ran to the library to be safe when May Day was librarian. And May Day was very fierce. She was very scary. And he was so scared. He really did need to urinate, but was afraid to ask her where the bathroom was. So he peed down the heating grate. So we have many wonderful stories. I promise to record them all with a student intern when I survive this building program.
Great, thank you.
Mary Ann's had her hand up for a while. I just wanted to let her ask her question.
Thank you so much. It's not a question, and this is definitely not a technical term, but wow, so cool. And I think I was just going down the same path as Jean and Ellen, totally hear what you're saying. And just being able to see these pitches, if these can continue, it's just so awesome and fascinating to see. And if the pictures are being taken right there, we're able to document the history with the story behind it. So thank you. Really loving this, Jennifer. Thank you.
Well, this is the photography of Mark, not me.
Oh, thank you, Mark. Sorry.
And I think our goal is now to work on some updates with the website and so forth, so that these aren't just they can also provide a little excitement for all of you, but also all of your colleagues in town and all of the taxpayers in the town to get excited about this.
Jim?
Oh, I was just gonna say, I would agree with Mary Ann. I think it's, and Jean, that this is that's great to get those kind of photos. If you, and I would see if you know, encourage you to take as many more of those as you can. You could do just, if you're standing in that same spot and you spin around, do 180 degrees and take that whole room that will soon be gone. I think that would be really important. Not only, well, I know, Mark, you're going to want to document the process and make sure there's nothing lurking. If you wind up with a sticky situation later, that you see something that wasn't supposed to be there that is there, or whatever. Just the more the merrier. I would encourage just a ton of those photos, because they will be invaluable, I think, to telling the story years from now.
I can tell you from my last library project, I was there for 22 months, and through my the daily report application I use, I had about 8,400 photos, I think, total. Okay. Just so you know. So what Jennifer's showing you is just some of the highlights, and unfortunately, a lot of the photos I'll have, say, part of that 84,000, 80% of them are probably not, you know, architectural. They're more,
Right.
you know, work activities and deliveries and things like that, which, you know, you might not be interested in. But certainly if Ellen or someone else who's more of an IT person can use them, I can certainly send, I was sending batches to the library trustee chair, and by the end of the project, she said there's way too much. But the thought was potentially someone down the road could use the select photos to make some sort of either a historical type story like you're talking about, or even just kind of showing the transformation of the project. So there's a lot of options. The photos we'll always have them, so we can get them to whoever needs them, and you can do with them whatever you want.
Chris?
Quickly, I just wanted to share with the rest of the group. We were on site about 2 weeks ago, wandering in the corner of the upstairs of the library, and we saw a hatch way up in the ceiling. We had no idea how you would get up there and navigate through that to where you needed to go above the ceiling. But we all looked at each other and said, if there's someone that knows how to do that, it's probably Ellen. Ellen would have that and had probably been up there herself. And her comments today about all the history of the library
There used to be a ladder on the wall there.
confirm that statement we made there. So just kudos, Ellen, for all the knowledge you have of this building.
But I'm excited. I don't want to dismay people with the interior demolition, because I know how beautiful it'll be at the end. So we may stick to the external shots for a while. Just so other people may go through mourning. I'm completely vested in the future building.
Sounds good. And Ellen, I think the only thing left on the agenda is the library director report.
I really don't have anything to add. We are, settled in our temporary site. We've had wonderful support from the recreation department and Rodenbush and the schools to do our offsite programming. I think that our drive-through book drop is going to end up behind Rodenbush, even though it might have to be a walk-up book drop. So we've had wonderful support from other town departments, and we're doing well with our summer reading program. And I'm already starting to think, about how quickly 18 months goes by and what I need to divest in order to get back into the new building and start to make checklists and spreadsheets for that. So it's a busy time for us, always in summer, and that's exciting.
All right. Does anyone else have any new business before we talk about the upcoming meetings? Okay. So it looks like this calendar has July 22nd, the next upcoming meeting date, and that's the joint meeting with the select board to approve the testing contract.
And it would probably be closer to 8 o'clock, probably.
Okay. And then it looks like our next joint meeting is 6:30, and then the trustees have the meeting after that at roughly 7:30, whenever that meeting adjourns.
But we do need a quorum. I've had a quorum of the trustees say that they can make the July 22nd meeting, but before we leave, if you could let me know from the Permanent Town Building Committee members. So far, Scott Hazelton said he could make that, but do we have 4 people who could make it that night?
I can definitely be there by 8 and I can try for 7:30. If you think it's 8, I can definitely get there.
Usually contracts are late.
Right now, Ellen, we have it on the agenda for 7:15.
I can be there, Ellen.
If we think that presents an issue for quorum, you just tell me and I'll move it on the agenda to where it's convenient.
Okay.
Ellen,
it's
is that
single.
only in person at town hall?
No, hybrid is fine, and we anticipate it's gonna take about a minute, so.
Right. You can
Log on,
register-
we'll promote you to panelist, gavel in, vote on the contract and get out. It's just a timing issue with when Jennifer's expecting the pricing and the contracts and everything else, so.
Ellen, I can make it.
Thank you, Nancy. So maybe we just need one more. Tom is going to be on vacation.
If it's Nancy, you have to be in person.
I will be there.
Ellen, I can make it also.
Okay, great. Thanks so much. All
And
right.
Ellen, if you need someone or someone has to back out, let me know, especially if it's short, but that conflicts with about the time the baby's usually waking up because she doesn't sleep well these days. So I'll try to do it, but if you can't get it, let me know and I'll sneak out.
Okay, and
So-
we'll look at the time.
And the same with me, Ellen. I mean, I'll be in a car. If I just need to zoom in, then I guess I can zoom in from my car.
Okay.
That's all we would need and Mike, we can email you or text you a few minutes before we need you and just
Yeah.
Make it real quick.
Shoot me a
and
text, say, we
we're
need you to
fine.
hop on. Can you help us out? And I should be able to do it.
And
Wonderful.
before then, Mike, get sworn in.
That will happen. Don't worry. All right. Can we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
A second?
Second.
All right. Nancy and Jean, active today with the motions.
There we go.
All right, here's the voting. Dirks, aye. Fleckner,
Aye.
Coach,
Aye.
Secor is absent. Siegel,
Aye.
Cook,
Aye.
Hazelton absent. Karpinski,
Aye.
Madden no voting. Roberts,
Aye.
Lindberg is absent. Zegowitz.
Aye.
So we're back to 9-0-0.
And
Buffy.
trustees stay on.
Buffy, I didn't vote. You didn't.
Oh,
call
my
me.
apologies, Teal. You're part of the 9-0-0, so you better say.
I wanted to be official.
Okay.
All right. Everyone have a good night.
Thanks all.
Thanks.
Have a
Thank
good
you all.
Good night.
Right.
Have a good night.
Trustees
Good
stay
night.
on. Thank you.